Stroud is anxious right now. Why is he anxious? Because he knows that he's going to be talking with our Shelby Coppage some point in this fourth quarter. He's anxious, he's excited, he's looking forward to sharing his thoughts with all of you coming up a little bit.
And is it bad that I just hope he does the same thing this year he did last year as a rookie? I don't need any more. I know this is a guy that wants to improve. He's going to improve.
Come on, Indy, be greedy. It's okay.
Just do what you did last year, young man.
Akers motioning out of the backfield. Boyle looking, throws, finds the open man at the 5, and into the end zone is Johnny Johnson for a Texans touchdown.
I'll tell you what these players are doing, Kevin and John. They're making D'Amico Ryan's job that much more difficult. When you look at the second effort, it is so tough to try to figure out and dwindle down from 90 guys down to 53 plus your 16.
I can see the improvements and the changes in his game since a rookie, and that was one of them. He caught that ball and he got vertical in a hurry, and that got him into the.
Xavier Smith, the deep men for the Rams. It's been a kickoff through the end zone kind of day today, and another one that's going to sail to the back of the end zone for the touchback.
Glad to see Johnny lock in and make those catches. Third-year guy at Oregon.
Rams back to work. Dresser wins, gone the entire way, and on first down, the handoff over the right side. Tackle by Marcus Harris.
We talked about Marcus Harris. We saw what he can do against the passes. He had a nice pass rush early on in 2 series ago. Now you have to see what he can do against the run. But in the SEC, at that defensive tackle position, had 7 sacks last year. That's a lot of productivity coming from the inside, getting after that quarterback.
Smith in motion. Thompson another carry. And stumbling forward down about a yard shy of the first down at the 39-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and 1.
That he can go.
3rd straight carry for Sir Roderick Thompson, and he's going nowhere. Mike Ford into the backfield to upend Thompson and end the Rams with a 3-and-out.
We talk about the culture of the team, the culture of the defense. When you look at this Houston Texans defense, you see a lot of DBs making plays at the line of scrimmage. And John talked about it earlier. When you have cornerbacks that can make plays against the run, when you have safeties that are physical, I mean, you have guys that defense.
And Indy, I almost feel like D'Amico Ryans wouldn't let a corner on the field if he had kind of Deion Sanders' philosophy of tackling.
Remind me to tell you my Deion Sanders story, though.
Out of bounds on the punt. Sounds like a tease.
Like a 1980s like SI poster in his hand. You know, you get those SI posters of Julius Erving. Like, how much does he have on that? I'm gonna have to talk to him when we get ready for Colts. And that thing's huge.
It's a lot of players out there.
There are a lot of players. That's true.
Here's Sims with room and blockers. Sims with speed, chugging down the sideline, and finally chased out by Tanner Engel. Out of bounds at the Rams' 38-yard line.
That's why you run that jet sweep. A lot of times it doesn't work, and you ask running back, it's so he can get to that edge, get upfield, and then turn on that track speed. That's what we call track speed, and that's why he's able to get that explosive play.
Well, remember, Indy, when he made that catch, get him the ball in space and let him work. And that's Steven Sims to a T right there.
38-yard play in the air and incomplete. Nick Bawden running through that strip of sun, had the ball a little bit behind him and couldn't pull it in.
Definitely a pass Boyle would want to take back, because if he puts that in front of him and allows his tight end to not break stride, we're talking about another big game.
You promised the Deion Sanders story. People are huddled around the TV. Families have been called in from outside. They want to hear this story.
Well, John talked about cornerbacks who don't like to get physical. When I was in Washington, I put my hand in the dirt to line up as a defensive end. Deion Sanders was lined up behind me as a cornerback, and my nickname was Adebisi, the guy from the Oz for whatever reason. And he yells out before the snap, Adebisi. They don't pay me to make any tackles. And what he was telling me is, you better not let that running back get past you past the defensive line. So, yeah, that was my Deion Sanders story. And when you're a young 22-year-old NFL player and Deion Sanders is telling you don't let that running back get past you.
You don't let the running back get past you.
You don't let the running back get past you.
That sounds about right. They don't pay me to tackle. Yeah. Unfortunately, guys in the fourth quarter of a preseason game don't get paid like Deion Sanders. They better tackle.
Exactly.
British Brooks up the middle, close to the first down, stopped about a half-yard short.
Okay, I'm going to put the two GMs.
Need more information. As a GM, you have to have, as British Brooks on 4th and 1, and does this change as he doesn't get the first down on 4th and 1? I don't think he's going to in a couple of weeks. C.J. Stroud, as promised, down on the field with our Shelby Coppage.
Decent ball skills, but I'm just not fast enough.
And you just said you had never been to Houston. Great environment here. You said that the Browns game was one of the loudest games you've ever been in. How much did that impact that win?
It made it huge, you know. The communication on the Browns offense, you could tell, was slower. And, you know, even when us, like, if we're away and that happens, it kind of slows things down. And you have to be really, really on your A game to be able to be efficient on offense with a loud stadium. So it's just, I think we can luckily be better about being a little quieter when the offense is on the field.
2 videos. What other athletes in the NFL did you look up to?
I love Michael Vick. I love Deshaun Jackson, LaDainian Tomlinson. Marshawn Lynch was one of my favorite players. I mean, I have a whole bunch of guys that I'm really big fans of, but those are some of the main guys that I think of. That's where my mindset is. I'm not really focused on the big stuff, just winning every game.
On your friend Micah Parsons' podcast, you said you like getting hit earlier in the game to get your blood flowing. Who's someone you wouldn't want to get hit by?
Someone I wouldn't want to get hit by. Proverbs 3:5-6 is trusting the Lord with all your heart. Do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall make your path straight.
Last question. Any kids maybe want
Manitou, and a nice look inside the world of C.J. Stroud. Rams marching down the field, first down and 10 from the Texans 24. Dresser win to the air, and he overshot his intended target Forrestall, and it's incomplete. Well, that
C.J. Stroud, you just hear the maturity from a second-year player. And DeMeco Ryans, his first year in the NFL, we all knew he was going to be a leader, and he's been that way as a player and as a head coach. So when you look at success of the first-year quarterback, first-year head coach, it's because both of those guys act like they've been here before.
Yes, and even in the locker room, the guys, they come from all over the place. They don't always embrace the place that you play. CJ was doing that last year, and I think it made Houstonians love him that much more.
And you heard the challenge. I don't know if y'all caught it, but when he said he wants the fans to be a little smarter and a little quieter when the offense has the ball, so that was a challenge to the Houston fan base right there.
Yeah, CJ does a good job of sending messages.
yes, in a night with a nice soft touch, though.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a nice soft landing. Like, look, guys, we'd like you in the stands a little bit earlier. We'd like you to be quiet here. Like, okay, I got the message. I'll do it because he, my quarterback, asked me to do it.
Second down and 9 at the 13. 10th play of the drive for the Rams. Zach Evans in the backfield. Smith in motion. He'll get the carry on the jet sweep. And a good play in space by Miles Bryant to upend the speedy Xavier Smith with a minimal gain.
And what kid and parent is
3 for 11 on 3rd down today for Los Angeles. Wynn throws it short. Catch made, the broken tackle. Nice play by Xavier Smith to get that first down. Again, Smith's in a battle with Tyler Johnson for that number 6 wide receiver spot. So every moment
after contact, and you were able to see that he was able to pick up some yards after he was hit by 2 defenders.
So a 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. Smith, the motion man. This time the handoff to Evans. Up the middle for the touchdown. And Zach Evans in for the 2nd time today. The Houston native really enjoying his return to his hometown.
reminders about preseason is no overtime.
Yep.
It might be a tie, but there's no overtime.
They'll go for 2 to try for that tie. Smith motioning. Evans the carry. Evans fighting, but he won't get in. And the Texans turn him away, and a fist pump from DeMeco Ryans in the 4th preseason game. He's fired up with the tackle from Malik Fisher.
That's the guy who loves football. When you see
season game, training camp's over. We can get excited. That's what I love about D'Amico Ryans. You can be the first guy, you can be the 90th guy. He is going to support you and cheer for you no matter what. I love seeing that. And that guy right there, Malik Fisher, you mentioned Indy. He's made progress every single day, and you just wonder, okay,
we'll get the football back. Down 2, or up 2 rather, with 3:15 to play in the fourth. Houston had a little personnel confusion. Got the right personnel on the field, and now we're ready to go. Well, guys, as the Texans will get the football back, maybe for the final time in this preseason, one of the conversations really since the end of last year, it certainly was a conversation during the year last year, was about the Texans' rushing attack. And we've talked about it on and off throughout our preseason broadcast. They were 23rd in the NFL, averaged under 100 yards per game last year. We've got a flag down on the kickoff. Flags all over the place on this kickoff. I think somebody may have moved before it got into the landing zone and was touched.
Yes, illegal formation, number 83 of the receiving team. That penalty has declined. Result the play as a touchback. Ball will be placed at the 30-yard line, first down.
That's the guy you were talking about, Nick Bawden, who was being coached on his way on the field. But to my point about the running game, it was a struggle last year, but today, and I know it's backups versus backups, so add that caveat. 142 yards on 22 carries, a 6.5 yard per carry average today for the Texans. Does that carry over into the regular season where we've not seen Joe Mixon at all, where we've not seen the starting offensive line really in any amount of time in this preseason? How does today's success help the confidence of this rushing attack going into the regular season as British Books picks up a yard or so?
Not so much the stats, Kevin, but just seeing what Cam Akers was able to do. It makes you excited. It gets you excited. You know, what's that going to look like? Obviously, Joe Mixon is going to...
That gave me a lot more positivity about what this running game can do. But this is the situation right here, Kevin, that I think is super important. And look at British Brooks.
Into the secondary, and he's tripped up at the 46-yard line. 15-yard run for Brooks before McCutcheon can bring him down.
This is what I don't think the Texans could do last year. Getting him
by Tim Boyle. And I don't believe we're going to see Sean McVay do anything to stop this clock. He's seen enough of what he needed to see on the Rams side in Houston as well, obviously in this preseason game, but the joint practice is just so beneficial for both of these teams.
You know, you get a chance to work multiple days, multiple reps going against a different guy and other great guys who have different moves, so it really gives you something to practice against. So both teams benefit from it. You talk about excitement. I mean, as the clock ticks down, we're in Houston, Texas. This is a football town. High school football is about to start. College football, those great Rice Owls down the street, about to start their football season.
Boyle. 24 preseason, and now the Texans' eyes turn to Indianapolis. The preseason in the books. Texans win this one 17-15. And ND and John, always a pleasure to be with you guys. Next stop for Houston, Indy, and the start of the 2024 season. Can't wait to see what they look like.
Yeah, can't wait. It's going to be great to be back at the scene of the crime, if you will, going up against the Colts. Week 18 last year, two different teams. At least in Houston, it's a different team.
This is the end of the game.
Thank you very much. It is the end of the game. You guys, I can't thank y'all enough.
Nào, các bạn ở đây nha. Bạn ơi, đến giờ ăn rồi. Mama ơi. Nào, miếng thử. Cháo thịt bò mẹ làm ngon quá. Mẹ quên chưa thời điểm cho em à. Miếng thử nhá. Ngon ăn ngon nhá. Em ăn ngon nhá. Ngon quá. Hơi đắt không phải nhỉ? nặng